everyone, I am Ali Marie J. Santos from Optech 111 and for today's video ay pag-uusapan natin ang mga post-war Philippine presidents from President Manuel A. Rojas to President Diosdado Macapagal. Pag-uusapan natin ang kanilang background, ang highlight events ng kanilang administrasyon o ang mga laws sa kanilang pinatupad at paano nga ba natapos ang bawat administrasyon. Ang unang president na ating pag-uusapan ay si dating President Manuel Acuña Rojas. He was born on January 1, 1982 at Capiz-Capiz na ngayon ay tinatawag ng Rojas City. He was the 5th President of the Philippines and the first President of the Third Republic of the Philippines at last President of the Commonwealth period. Ang kanyang termino ay nag-umpisa noong May 28, 1946 at nagtapos ng April 15 to 1948. He was a post-war elected president dahil kakatapos lamang ng World War II nung siya ay namuno. So bakit nga ba Third Republic of the Philippines? Dahil ang unang republika ay against the Spanish nung panahon ni Aguinaldo. The second one is against the Japanese. It was led by Jose P. Laurel. And the last or the Third Republic nung panahon ni Manuel Acuña Rojas at ito ay nung US colonization. Atin naman pag-uusapan ng ilan sa mga highlight events o mga laws sa kanyang ipinatupad ng kanyang administrasyon. Una ng highlight events sa kanyang administrasyon ay ang Philippine Independency noong July 4, 1946. The United States recognized the Philippine Independency during that time. Tayo kinilala bilang isang independent, sovereign country by the United States which withdrew its authority over the archipelago as colonizer. At itinaas ng US ang watawat ng Pilipinas. Tayo ay naging nation-free from formal colonization. Sunod naman ay ang Belt Trade Act of 1946. Ang amendment ay nagbigay ng karapatan sa mga mamamayan at industriya ng Amerika na gamitin ang likas na yaman ng Pilipinas kapalit ng suporta sa rehabilitasyon mula sa United States. Ito ay kinakailangan upang makakuha ng pondo para sa rehabilitasyon at mga investment at pag-aproba sa amendment ay nagbigay sa bansa ng $620 million na compensation para sa pinsalang dulot ng digmaan sa pamamagitan ng Philippine War Damage Commission at kanilang nakuha ay gagamitin natin o ginamit nila upang magkaroon tayo ng post-war reconstruction. Ang sunod naman ay ang US-Philippine Military Bases Agreement of 1947. Ang agreement na ito ay nagbigay sa US ng 99-year leases sa number of military and naval bases sa Pilipinas. Dalawa sa pinaka-major facilities na gagamitin ay ang Clark Air Base in Pampanga and ang Subic Naval Base. Hindi binigyan ng restrictions ang US sa paglalagay ng bases or mga types of weapons na pwede nang itago sa mga facilities na gagamitin nila. Pinapayagan din ng agreement na ito na mag-recruit ang US sa mga Filipino volunteers sa US Armed Forces. Paano nga ba natapos ang administrasyon ni dating Pangulong Manuel A. Rojas? 2 taon lamang nanilbihan si dating Pangulong Manuel Rojas at hindi nga natapos ang kanyang termino dahil siya ay namatay sa heart attack. Hindi nga napagpatuloy ang reconstruction ng Pilipinas matapos ang World War II. Ang sunod naman na president ay si dating President Elpidio Rivera Quirino. He was born on November 16, 1890 at Vigan, Ilocos Sur. He was the 6th President of the Philippines, 2nd President of the Third Republic of the Philippines, and he succeeded Rojas. Ang kanyang termino ay nag-umpisa noong April 17, 1948 to December 30, 1953. At noong siya ay Vice President pa lamang ni dating Pangulong Manuel A. Rojas, siya ang Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Ilan sa mga highlight events na nangyari noong kanyang administrasyon ay ang hukbalahap. Kahit noong panahon pa ni Pangulong Rojas, ay meron ng hukbalahap o nagkakaroon na ng preview ang hukbalahap. Ngunit noong kanyang panahon ni dating Pangulong Quirino ay mas lumakas ang threats ng mga ito. Ang hukbalahap o hukbo ng bayan laban sa mga Hapon, ang hukbo na ito ay binubuo ng mga Pilipino at sila ay mga anti-Japanese. Ngunit dahil nakaramdam sila na hindi na-fulfill ng Philippine government na i-address ang social and economic injustices, tinarget na din nila ang Philippine government noong panahon ni Pangulong Quirino. Kaya nais na niyang matapos ang insurgency at magkaroon ng peace, ngunit hindi ito nagtagumpay dahil ayaw ng hukbo na mag-disarm kahit na sila ay nag-concede. Sunod naman ay an era of industrialization. He was the first president to propose industrialization as a basic strategy for progress and development in terms of concrete program action. And sinuportahan niya ang mga new industrial plants and infrastructure projects nationwide. Ilan sa mga ito ay ang Burgos Irrigation Project in Zambales, the Hydroelectric Project in Lanao, a network of roads all over Mindanao, the cement factory in Bacnotan, La Union. Natapos ni former President Quirino ang kanyang termino at sinubukan muli tumakbo sa pagkapangulo, ngunit natalo siya ni Ramon Magsaysay by a landslide victory. Pagkatapos maging presidente ay namuhay siya ng tahimik at namatay dahil sa heart attack. Dahil sa kanyang mga nagawa ng kanyang termino, siya ay ino-honor at ginugunita ang kanyang birth anniversary. Ang pangatlong president naman ay si dating President Ramon del Ferry Magsaysay. He was born on August 31, 1907 at Iba, Zambales. Graduate of Bachelor of Science in Commerce at tinatawag na Idol of the Masses or the Guy. He was the 7th President of the Philippines, 3rd President of the Third Republic, and the former Defense Secretary. Ang kanyang termino ay nag-umpisa noong December 30, 1953 at nagtapos noong March 17, 1957. President Quirino named him his Secretary of National Defense. Ilan naman sa mga highlight event o mga law na kanyang ipinatupad ay ang mga ito. Una, yung Hukbalahap ended. The administration achieved victory over insurgents with the surrender of Huk leader Luis Tarok in 1954. Magsaysay's conquest of the Huks was Asia's first victory against internal communism. Although hindi talaga or hindi tuluyan na natapos ang Hukbalahap movement, humina lamang ito dahil nga nahuli ang kanilang leader at nagkaroon tayo ng peace. Sumunod naman ay ang Land Reform Act of 1955. It was the Republic Act No. 1400. It created the Land Tenure Administration or LTA, which was responsible for the acquisition and distribution of large tenanted rice and corn lands over 200 hectares for individuals and 600 hectares for corporations. Ginawa niya ang mga batas na ito upang maprotektahan ang mga local farmers. Hindi natapos si former President Magsaysay ang kanyang termino dahil siya ay namatay in an air crash in Mount Manungal, Cebu on March 17, 1957. Sunod naman na president ay si dating Pangulong Carlos Polistico Garcia. He was born on November 4, 1896 at Talibon, Bohol, Bachelor of Laws degree. He was a vice president before becoming a president and he succeeded Magsaysay. He was 8th President of the Philippines and 4th President of the Third Republic. He was a president from 1957 to 1961, and he was a top-notcher in the bar examination, and he was Secretary of Foreign Affairs from 1953 to 1957 while he was a vice president. Ito naman ay ilan sa mga kanyang highlight events or mga laws sa kanyang ipinatupad ng kanyang administrasyon. Una, yung Filipino Muna Policy. It is the policy or it is a Philippine First policy. Quote-unquote, he said that this policy is therefore designed to regain economic independency on his third State of the Nation address on January 25, 1960. Dahil nga kahit tayo ay malaya na ang ating ekonomiya ay semi-colonial pa rin ng US, a national effort by the Filipinos to obtain major and dominant participation in the economy. Sunod naman ay ang Bolen-Serrano Agreement. Another achievement of Garcia administration was the Bolen-Serrano Agreement of 1959. The agreement was named after American diplomat Charles E. Bolen and Filipino Foreign Secretary Felix Berto Serrano, who played significant roles in the negotiation process, which shortened the term of lease of the U.S. military bases in the country from the previous 99 to 25 years. Bakit nga ba nais ni dating Pangulong Garcia na paikliin ang term of lease ng US military bases sa ating bansa? Dahil nais niya na magkaroon tayo ng sovereignty at huwag maging dependent sa US dahil nga ang kanyang nais ay Filipino muna. So, paano nga ba natapos ang kanyang administrasyon? So, he lost to Vice President Diosdado Macapagal in the presidential race of 1961 and he died later on of heart attack. At ang huling presidente naman na ating pag-uusapan ay si dating Pangulong Diosdado Pangan Macapagal. He was born on September 28, 1910 at Lubao, Pampanga. He was known as a poor boy from Lubao. He was the ninth president of the Philippines, the fifth president of the Third Republic, and he was also a vice president before becoming a president, and he was sixth vice president from 1957 to 1961. At ang kanyang term ay nag-umpisa noong 1961 nung nanalo siya against Carlos P. Garcia, at ito ay nagtapos from 1965. Ilan naman sa mga laws o highlight events ng administrasyon ni Macapagal ay ang mga ito. Una na dito ay ang Decontrol Program. In April 25, 1960, the CBP or Central Bank of the Philippines launched a 4-year program to dismantle the complicated system of foreign exchange controls imposed in the 1950s. The most important feature of the control program was the adaptation of the multi-exchange rate system, which paved the way for a de facto devaluation of the peso. Ibig sabihin, ang halaga ng piso sa kaugnayan sa iba pang mga salapi ay ibinaba. Since sa program na ito ay mas binigyan ng freedom ang mga business na mag-grow at gumawa ng kanilang decisions, which is calculated to invigorate the economy for the benefit of all the inhabitants of the country, nationals, and foreigners alike. Pero bakit nga ba ito ginawa ni dating Pangulong Macapagal? Dahil nais niyang i-modernize ang Philippine economy at maging competitive tayo globally. Sunod naman na highlight event sa kanyang administrasyon ay ang Independence Day of June 12. In 1962, President Diosdado Macapagal issued Proclamation No. 28, Series of 1962, effectively moving the date of the Philippine independence from July 4 to June 12, na kung saan ang June 12 ay ang petsa ng pagpapahayag ng kalayaan mula sa Espanya sa tahanan ni Emilio Aguinaldo sa Kawit, Cavite. In his proclamation, President Macapagal cited the establishment of the Philippine Republic by the revolutionary government under General Emilio Aguinaldo on June 12, 1898, mark our people's declaration and exercise of their right to self-determination, liberty, and independence. Tinanggap ni Macapagal ang pananaw ng mga historiador at maraming leader sa politika na ang petsa ng pagtatag ng bansa ay dapat na Hunyo 12 o June 12 dahil ang July 4 ay ang pagpapalit ng kalayaang ito. Bakit kaya iniba ni dating Pangulong Macapagal ang Independence Day? The move was made in the context of the rejection of the U.S. House of Representatives on the proposed $73 million additional war reparation bill for the Philippines on May 28, 1962. Paano nga ba natapos ang kanyang administrasyon? So the poor boy from Lubao was defeated by the nationalist candidate Ferdinand E. Marcos, and later on, he died of a heart attack.